What's going on YouTube? My name is NC Squared and I am your coach of the Litchfield Park Larvitars. We are in Season 3, Week 4 of the NPL. And if you guys are excited, please make sure you smash that like button down below for me because you already know it's greatly appreciated. Any and all support, honestly. As you can see right here, we are in our Season 4 actual battle. If you didn't check out the recap last night, I uploaded kind of late. I thought I uploaded it to go up before Super Bowl, before I left, but it didn't publish, so I was like, oh, alright, sweet, and then I had to go home, publish it, and stuff like that. And then, well, as you can see here, we are in our battle. Obviously, there are some things I did not prep for. He brought the Halucha, which I didn't think he would bring. I kind of thought he would bring the Dragonite instead, which the answer I kind of saw coming. Porygon 2 was definitely something I saw. So is Manaphy, Metagross, and as well as the Drapion. So let's get right into this team battle because there's some things I want to talk about before something happens. So as you see right here, I lead off with my Aggron. What I think he's gonna happen is he's gonna go for the Tail Glow. So I immediately go into Mega. I immediately he goes for the Tail Glow here. I immediately go for the Toxic. Put this thing on a timer right away. It's one of my main objectives. And as you can see here, a Surf only does 20% to my beautiful Goodra. And this is Assault Vest as well. So he's gonna switch out. He's gonna switch onto his Porygon 2. He traces Sap Sipper. I go for Thunderbolt, and it only does 15% damage. And with the amount of special attack that Goodra has, and it only does 15%, shows how much this Porygon 2 is bulky. And I switch into my Heavy Duty just to resist anything that comes out. I go for my Stealth Rocks here. He gets the crit, unfortunately, which is, it's whatever, but, I would have rather not crit. It only did 23% on a crit, so it would have done about, what, 10%? If not, he goes for Discharge again, he gets another 15, I get paralyzed, and here is where I get hacked out here. I get paralyzed one time, I get paralyzed twice in a row, and then he goes for the Discharge again. I finally get my Toxic off on this P2, and, well, it's kind of useless at this point for my Mega Aggron to do anything. So I switch out, I go to my Girl Trev. He discharges, which I kind of thought he would discharge as well. And it's kind of good here because this thing just can't take an Earth Power right here. So he goes for Earth Power, does a crit, which does about 49%, which is really good. So hoping that the Toxic would kill him, but something I didn't actually planned for was a Rest Sleep Talk Porygon 2. And well, as you can probably tell, a Discharge Ice Beam runs through my team. So one big problem is right here in my face, and I didn't even expect it. So I switch on now. I go to Tapu Lele, try to get something set up here. He goes for Discharge, get the Discharge off. Easy peasy lemon McSqueezy here. He goes into his Metagross, which I thought he would have gone into his Drapion here to predict a Psychic. But I instead go for Moonblast, to predict the Drapion. But, I still get that crit off, which is really nice. I predict the Steel type move here, so he goes for Zen Headbutt, which is, I don't know why he would go for Zen Headbutt. Maybe he thought I was going to switch into my Gold Trev, my Nidoqueen. But I don't know what his play was right there. But I switch on out to Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz puts in the work. He switches out to his Gemini. I go for Foul Play here. Maybe I should have gone for something else. I go for the Toxic here, which is very nice. Get my Toxic on this thing. And I switch on out. I go on to my Nidoqueen. I probably what I should have done is just defogged right there. But he gets the Heal Bell, and it heals not only his Porygon 2, but it heals himself, the Diancie, and it also heals the Manaphy, which just comes back and sets up no problem. Next up, he sends out his Porygon 2 and traces my Sheer Force to just get rid of anything in my path. And here we go. I go for Toxic, and Ice Beam just demolishes my team. And I go for another Earth Power, hoping to kill, but then again, he goes for Rest. Again, it's just annoying just playing against this Porygon 2. I could not, for the life of me, do anything. Thank God that I had something on my team Maybe if I would have carried knockoff or maybe carried a fighting type move, that thing would have just been dead. But I go for psychic here. I didn't really think about the Drapion. Go for Nessie here. Get that attack drop. He goes for knockoff, which knocks off my leftovers, but that's okay. He goes for his Manaphy here, and I go for the D-Dance, thinking that, hey, if I set up on this guy, in front of this guy's face, which he really can't touch me as a Drapion, I can easily just maybe hit some things really hard, especially that Porygon 2, which if I have a chance to waterfall it, it'll, you know, do some work. But right here, he goes for Earthquake. It does 34%, which, alright, that does a lot of damage. And then HP Electric, which obviously it's going to be HP Electric, obviously only for the Gyarados. If I would have maybe switched out to my Goodra here, maybe it would have done a little differently. But then again, if I just switch out into my Goodra here, if I would have switched out to it first turn, maybe it would have been different. Maybe I would have actually kept it a little bit longer, D-Dance one more time, if I would have killed this Manaphy. But again, it just didn't work out in my favor. It goes on to his Porygon 2, traces Sap Sipper again. I go for Thunderbolt, it does 17% damage. Go for Thunderbolt again, 15. Sleep Talks, and I believe he rests here. Yeah, and then he goes, I go for another Thunderbolt, which is a crit, thankfully. He wakes up, he goes for the rest again, and it just repeats and repeats, and, well, I just get stalled out here. So I go for a Draco here to get some more damage off. He Sleep Talks, he goes for Ice Beam, hits, 50%. As you can see here, I try to go for the Earthquake, do some more damage. He is asleep, goes for Sleep Talk, gets rest again. And then I go back and I go into Tapu Lele here. Maybe if he wakes up, he goes for rest again. Maybe he thought I was going to go for another move, but he Sleep Talks here and he switches out, goes to his Metagross or his Drapion again, which I go for Moonblast here, predicting something really good. And then I switch out here. I go to Mandibuzz, he goes for Knockoff, which knocks off my leftovers. And he just repeats the cycle, going to Diancie, Roost Up, goes for Heal Bell or whatever he's going to go for here. I believe Diamond Storm right here? Yeah, Diamond Storm. And, well, you know, I'm slower than this Diancie, so he goes for Earth Power and kills me, no problem. So, that's the thing. Next up, Tapu Lele comes back in. Maybe we can do some actual work to this thing, go for Moonblast, and, well, doesn't do anything. Tapu Lele gets, you know, I believe picks up another kill. No, he doesn't. So, goes into this Metagross here. I Moonblast here, get that special attack drop? No, don't even get it. Goes for Shadow Ball here, and I just do what I can. Do what I can. I believe Shadow Ball again kills. No, it does not. Wow. I do not remember this game at all. He goes for Meteor Mash and misses, which is really nice. I go for Moonblast, predicting if he wants to switch out or not. It hits anything on his team. So I do that. And he goes on to his Drapion here, which he brought Pursuit on his Metagross. So I probably should have thought, hey, maybe this Drapion has Pursuit as well. So, well in all, goes for Pursuit, does like double damage, and I get taken out. So I go into my Nidoqueen here, and well, you know, I'm glad Tapu Lele picked up a kill, but he goes into his Porygon 2, just traces Sheer Force, goes for Earth Power, does 32%, go for Sludge Wave, does that, and he's not going to wake up here, thankfully, but he does get the kill with Ice Beam. I wish it would have went out for Discharge. It was a 1 in 3 to go for Ice Beam, and it hits Ice Beam. It's just, it was Sleep Talk was in his favor, and he also had Sheer Force, which was just bad on my part. Maybe he was just trying to go for a rest again, but Porygon 2 goes down. If I would have maybe got that down later, it would have been a different story, but, you know, it happens. He goes for Knockoff here, gets a crit, which I don't think crit would have mattered in Goodra's case, but again, it was just the fact that it got a crit. If Goodra would have lived, I would have killed this Drapion easy peasy lemon McSqueezy. Maybe it would have had like 5% health, but wouldn't have changed the game. It goes to Poison Jab. I get poisoned. You know, hacks are still in his favor again. I'm not going to say like hacks ruined me this game. I definitely made a lot of misplays. He definitely played very, very well. Goes to Halucha here to finish off the game with Drain Punch, and I just keep trying to roost here. Actually, no, I Toxic here to get the Toxic Poison off, but again, just he Swords Dance up, and I can't really do anything. Maybe if I would have gone for Foul Play here, I could have KO'd him, but he just goes for Drain Punch, and I just try to stall him out as much as possible. I just go for that again, and again my leftovers got knocked off, so it's not anything I can control. It's just part of Pokemon, but I'm not salty. You know, getting hacked out is a tactic in the game. But I'm not going to say I got hacked out because there was another person in our league that got very, very hacked out. But again, he played really well. I also played really kind of bad this week. I wish I played a little bit better. But then again, you know, there's always next time. I can always improve. I just should have just carried knockoff on one of my Pokemon to take out that Porygon 2. Maybe the Eviolite was a huge problem, especially with the defenses Porygon 2 has. It's definitely a problem. And well, we'll just have to come back next week and get the W. I believe our opponent next week. Let me check. Let me check for you guys while I do this. And don't get me wrong, Erca played a very good game. I'm just a little salty. I got 4-0'd. But he did play a phenomenal game. I just played very poorly on my part. IMO. And let's see. LPL. I play the Long Island Gold Ducks, which is Trevor. So gotta be on the lookout for that Magirna. So again, I don't want to be like, oh hey, I hate this kid, or I don't really talk to this kid a lot, but I bet he's a great person. Go check out his channel. He's a good guy. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.